Hi guys, so as promised, this is a bit of an impromptu, a little bit off the cuff video about supplements for you guys. So it's been asked in the Facebook group, which supplements should I focus on, what sort of supplements do I use, all of the stuff around supplements as to how you can get going, what you can do to improve and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd take a bit of time out to shoot this video for you. I apologise in advance for the slightly echoey audio quality, but this is just decided to just do this video. I don't have all my kit with me. Never mind, the message is what matters. So supplements, first thing really to remember with supplements, especially when you're first starting out, because I know you start with all this enthusiasm and you're researching online and looking around, and there are a million different supplements out there. They're all marketed extremely well. They all sound fantastic, and they generally are. Most supplement companies I find are generally, they're quite ethical companies and they're trying to do the right thing and they're trying to give you a good quality of product. Of course, there's always exceptions to that rule. But the level of expenditure you need to go to get a really good baseline of supplements that are going to cover the most important areas, and also that baseline to give you a really good solid amount of health and vitality and energy is actually quite small. The last thing I want you to be doing is spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month on supplements when you don't need to. So the first most important thing to remember is that supplements are there to supplement. They're meant to be a safety net. They're meant to be a supplement to your diet. They're meant to be a supplement to the foods that you're eating and the water and the juices and everything else. They're not really there to replace. So what I recommend is a cornerstone group of 4 to 5 supplements that I believe everybody should be looking into and should be trying to use on a daily basis. And then if there's specific goals or specific challenges, we can add to them then with those specifics that are highly targeted to that goal that we can then remove once the goal has been met, and you can get back to that baseline of general vitality and general health. So starting with the cornerstone supplements, these are the ones that I'm using on a daily basis. What I want you to really focus on. The first one is a really good quality green drink. So this is a powdered grass, vegetable, fruit type of drink. Most commonly you'll see wheatgrass, spirulina, chlorella, barley grass, those types of ingredients. You can either go for a straight like wheatgrass type of product, or you can go for a blend. I prefer a blend. There are fantastic brands out there. We've talked about Organifi in the Facebook group. We've talked about Alkaline before. We've talked about Perfectly Healthy's Mega Greens. PH Iron have got their green superfood. Tony Robbins has got his green drink. Dr. Young's got his green drink. They're all really good products. Yuri's got his all day energy greens. They're all great products. The things you really want to be looking out for are they organic? Now, in the US, the USDA doesn't actually legislate that all of the ingredients have to be 100% organic for a product to be labeled as organic. So just look out for that. Just make sure that the product that you're buying is fully organic. That's the main thing. In the UK, so in the European Union and in Australia, that's not the case. A product has to be 100% organic in order to be called organic, which is kind of helpful. So look out for that. You want it to be organic. Obviously you want it to be vegan friendly, completely free of GMOs, and of a standard where you are, and this goes for all supplements really, where you're not buying bulk for pennies. Really, for a green drink to be of a good enough, high enough quality, you're probably going to be looking to spend at least $30 US for a 30-day supply. And this brings me on to the next point, which is look at the usage instructions on there, because most will be somewhere around the lines of take it or use it 3 to 4 teaspoons a day for optimal benefit. Now, I sort of doubt that a little bit. I would say 1 to 2 teaspoons a day, and at 2 teaspoons a day, that should still be lasting you somewhere between 3 to 4, maybe 5 weeks. So just try to work it out and make sure that when you're judging it on how much it costs for a tub, how long is that tub actually going to last you? Look at what the serving suggestion is, look at how many servings per packet and all those sorts of things. The other thing that you want to be looking out for is a good variety of ingredients. So I like my greens to have certainly no less than 8 to 10 different ingredients. I like to get that broad spectrum of nutrients. Personally, I tend to steer clear of too many fruits in there. I certainly tend to steer clear of mushroom extracts. I tend to steer clear from spirulina and chlorella. The jury's out a little bit on those two, but generally speaking, they are algae, they are acid forming in nature. There's the argument that the benefit they provide probably could outweigh the low level of acidity that they provide, but I go wheatgrass, moringa, these types of barley grass, kamat grass, all provide a very similar nutrient profile to the spirulina and chlorella without that downside, so why worry about it? And what else do I avoid? That's probably it. That's probably it. So as long as you're avoiding too much fruit, mushroom, and these algae, you should be fine. So number one, green powder. The rest are a lot more straightforward than that. Number two, I look to get a good quality alkaline mineral supplement. Now, if you can't find a specific alkaline mineral supplement, a general multi-mineral will probably do the job, but do try to find a alkaline mineral supplement. So what I mean by that is the four strongest of the alkaline minerals are the most potent: magnesium, potassium, calcium, and sodium. They're most readily absorbed by the body and used by the body for this acid buffering if they're in bicarbonate format. So there's two particular products that I recommend looking into. One is the pH Miracle 4 salts, spelled PHOUR salts. That's a fantastic product. It's a little bit more on the expensive side. The probably more affordable version is called Tri-Salts. Have a guess, it's got 3 of those salts, so it's just got the magnesium, the potassium, and the calcium. It doesn't have the sodium in there. And they're a really great start. If all of that's a bit too much to look into, you can use just half a teaspoon of good quality food grade sodium bicarbonate as a sort of stopgap in between while you research the best option that you want to go for the long term. So, green powder, alkaline minerals. The third one is a good quality oil supplement. So this is broken into 2 parts. The first part is omega-3s, which generally speaking, it's really hard to get a lot of omega-3s through diet alone, even if you're eating oily fish several times a week. You know, to get enough almonds and flax seeds and chia seeds and those types of things every single day can be tricky. The body can't manufacture its own omega-3, that's why it's called an essential nutrient. So it's a really good idea to have a supplement, a good quality omega-3 supplement. That can either come from a fish oil or it can come from plant-based, so a flax oil. You can take it as a liquid or as a capsule. The capsules are a little bit more expensive, the liquid's a bit cheaper, but just making sure that you get enough each day. You're aiming to get around 2 to 3 tablespoons of omega-3 every single day. Now, of course, you can buy a flax oil, literally an oil to use as a culinary tool that you can use for salad dressings, those types of things. That's another great way to get enough in. Part B of the oil thing is saturated fats, which is primarily going to come from coconut oil. Coconut oil is very, very affordable, very efficient way to get good oils into your body. You're looking to get about somewhere between a dessert spoon and a tablespoon. You don't have to be that specific, just rule of thumb, something around that of coconut oil every day. Again, can be put in cooking, so into a soup or a smoothie or onto a salad, or you can just have it a spoonful. It tastes delicious and it's really good. So the greens, the minerals, and the oils, they are my 3 core that I definitely recommend everyone have. I also recommend that you really, really think about a curcumin supplement, a turmeric extract of curcumin. So it will either be marketed as a curcumin capsule or powder, or it will be called turmeric something. Basically what they're doing is they're taking the curcumin out of the turmeric. Highly powerful anti-inflammatory, probably the most powerful anti-inflammatory compound on earth, proven to be as or more effective than most medications for inflammation. Most of us have got some inflammation in our body. Unless we're living like a perfect diet, you're going to have some degree of inflammation. Even if you are living a perfect diet, you could still have stress, you could still have hormonal or metabolism or immune system or digestive issues that are a hangover from the past that are still causing inflammation in the body. If you can get that inflammation out and keep it out, you're onto an absolute winner. So I do recommend that most people use a turmeric supplement on a daily basis as well. Now, of course, like I said, there are add-ons for particular conditions or goals. For instance, we're talking about inflammation a lot at the moment. This is inflammation month that I'm recording this video within, and we've talked about other supplements that you can use for inflammation, like alpha lipoic acid, ALA, like ginger. We've talked previously in the hormone reset month about supplements that can help support the thyroid and the adrenals, such as holy basil, the ashwagandha. My mind's going a little bit blank on that one now, but there are other supplements that you can use to help to balance out your cortisol and those types of things. Again, the ALA is a big one in that, the omega-3s are a big one in that. So there are particular supplements you can use for particular goals, and this is a really good I guess a really good touch point to be talking about our Q&A calls, the Ask Ross sessions, because in those calls you can be saying to me, hey, I've got this particular goal, what type of supplements could I be using, or what type of foods can I be enhancing to help me get to that goal a bit more quickly, other than just the general baseline foods and supplements and drinks and those types of things that we're talking about. I'm just looking to my notes here. There's nothing really more that I'd like to add with regards to supplements, really. Like, there are some really good powerful supplements that I do believe that people can get benefits from, such as quercetin, coenzyme Q10, rhodiola root, but they're not something that you really need. Bromelain is another good one for inflammation, but they're not supplements that you really desperately need to go out and invest your money in right at this stage. Food is going to get you there way faster than any supplement is going to. So, you know, if you've got inflammation and you want to get rid of it, eating turmeric and ginger and garlic and bell peppers, beetroot, and having those turmeric teas, having just getting those types of foods into your diet is actually going to get you there quicker than using those supplements. The supplements can, of course, they're going to be like a multiplier on what you're doing with your diet. That's probably the best way to look at it. Using the supplements will magnify what's actually happening in your diet, as opposed to being the driving force in and of themselves. They're going to magnify and increase the benefit of what you're actually already doing, rather than being, the thing in its own that's going to get you there without you changing your diet. If you're putting the world's best fuel into a beat up old car, not that I'm likening your body to a beat up old car, but this is the analogy. If you're putting the world's best fuel into a beat up old car, it's still going to be a beat up old car. You need to turn the beat up old car equivalent of your body into a finely tuned, well working machine. So when you put that awesome fuel in, that's the supplement, things are really going to start moving. There is no point throwing supplements into a highly acidic, highly inflamed, oxidative stress environment. It's just going to be largely a waste of money. We've talked before, I'm going to keep going. We've talked before about how when your digestive system's compromised, your body struggles to extract the nutrients out of the food that you consume, so you're only really getting 20-30% of the benefit of the nutrients you're consuming until you can get your digestive system cleared. If you haven't been through the Digestive Healing Masterclass, I highly recommend that you do that right now. It's similar with supplements. If you're putting supplements into a very inefficient body, they're not going to get the same effect. You have to fix your diet first. You have to get there with your food and your juices, your smoothies, your soups, your salads, all your great alkaline foods first, and then the supplements will work. I hope you found this useful. I know I did promise I was going to talk about nutrition for infants and babies and kids as well in the thread that prompted this discussion, but I figured I'd save that for the Q&A call. So you'll see that in the portal soon, and until then, good luck, and post any comments that you've got or any follow-up questions below this video, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Have a fantastic day, guys.